Good morning, everyone. Some of you, I know I said good morning because some of you are in different time zones that are joining online. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We have some people joining from across the pond as well. Hello, and welcome to the Public Procurement Technology Symposium. I am Raj Sharma. I'm the Chairman and CEO of Public Spend Forum. I'm excited to join you today, and over 500 people that are continuing to log in from across the country and the world, and we expect a lot more because we see a lot of people joining just now, to discuss a very important topic, technology and the role it can play in disrupting and improving public procurement and the public sector market. I just want to first start out by thanking all of you for joining, taking the time to come here. Thanking our partners and sponsors who've made this symposium possible. With all of their help, we have been able to bring together participants representing over 150 local, state, federal, international agencies. I'm not sure how many times that's happened, but that's one of our goals, is to really bring these communities together. The people joining include government leaders, people in procurement, IT, entrepreneurs, business executives, academics, experts, all with a wealth of knowledge that I hope we can all learn from. And that's what I'm looking forward to the most today, is just learning from all of you. I'm going to just briefly run through a format for the event and the agenda, and then just give you about a 3 to 4 minute briefing on our mission. Let's start with the agenda. I didn't intentionally put this on a slide. So we're starting off with our remarks, and then we'll be having Jason Bush and Pierre Mitchell. Many of you may have seen them in action before, and I'm certain you've come across some of their reports and writing. They'll be talking about the procurement technology landscape and how it's changing rapidly. And then we'll hear from Tanya Gosain from the World Bank. She will talk about procurement technology across the world, and she has a couple of really solid case studies there. And then I'm really excited. We're going to spend about 2.5 to 3 hours. We have a break in between. We did build in breaks. So we have 4 really great case studies lined up that we'll quickly run through, but then have a panel discussion from federal government. Jose Arrieta, Shane Cottle will talk about EVA, which is, I think many of us know about. Genty from Santa Clara County will talk about their implementation, and then Jenny Doherty from Pennsylvania. So really looking forward to that. And then after that, we'll be going through the open data standard for contracting, which I learned about maybe about a year ago. And George Newman will speak to that. And then we have a panel called Breakthrough, where we'll really talk about what technology is doing to help us create open government markets. And then we're going to do a fun exercise collectively. Hopefully all of this is a collective exercise, but we'll do a collective exercise on what we're calling hacking the technology adoption journey. We do have, I think, some people from the United States Digital Service here, so maybe they can help us hack away. Couple of ground rules before I go through our mission. Really, we've done our best to make this inclusive. We know this is set up in a way that it's a symposium, but I'd encourage everybody to join in, ask questions, provide comments. We have a couple of people that will be running around with mics. On those people joining online, we would encourage to just participate in the chat. We have 2 people facilitating that. And again, ask away, because we really want to make this a discussion as opposed to a lecture. We also have some polling questions, which I know we were having some technical issues, but hopefully you can all text in your answers on your phones, and we can see some real-time results. And then, again, for those joining online, we've got chat, Twitter, other things running, so please join in, because this is partly an experiment to see how we can keep bringing the world together like this. And we don't want to geography limit some of the collaboration that can happen. All right. So with that, I'd like to just provide you. It'll take 3 to 4 minutes to tell you about our mission. So let me ask people. How many of you have heard of the Lady Gaga song "1 Million Reasons"? Okay, good. Well, Lady Gaga gave us 1 million reasons to quit the show. My goal is to provide you 10 trillion reasons to join our show. So, every day we're witnessing or hearing about disasters all around the world. Even if sometimes we're fortunate enough they don't affect us, they do tear at our hearts and they do affect many of our fellow citizens. We also know of all the looming threats around us that affect not only us here in this room, but people across the world, and things that we all worry about. Closer to us, we worry about on an everyday basis about our kids and making sure that we have the right health care and we can all be safe and healthy. And I'm sure many of us have dealt with this, potholes, right? We worry about sometimes going outside and want to make sure you don't run into potholes. And I could go through a litany of these things. Whether we know it or not, government is at the center of addressing many of these needs. In fact, governments spend nearly $10 trillion across the world to find partners, companies that can work with government to make sure their citizens' needs are served. Sometimes the partners they work with are names that we're very familiar with, and sometimes they're small and emerging players that are bringing new innovations and new technologies that can help solve some of our biggest challenges. But to find the right partners that really get us the right value, the right capability, we need open government markets. And we don't believe those open government markets really exist at the moment, as much as that's really the intent of how we spend money, right? And policy and regulations and everything that we do to ensure that that happens. Some of the issues that undermine an open government market are barriers, both for government and suppliers. Many times, I'm speaking in economic terms. Some of the barriers that exist, barriers to entry that prevent suppliers from participating. Similarly, there are information barriers and knowledge barriers that prevent sometimes government from knowing everything that's going on in different markets and how they're changing, and prevent suppliers from understanding what's happening in government and what the real needs of government are. And finally, there are silos that prevent any meaningful collaboration. And it's a credit to you all that you're here and those people joining online, that you obviously believe in the value of making the time to come out here and collaborating with your peers and others, because collaboration, whether it's happening within government, between government and suppliers, or just the litany of stakeholders when you deal with public spending, is really, really critical, and that's a missing link. So our goal as Public Spend Forum is to create open government markets where government has the knowledge and information to find the best capability, the best suppliers, and implement the best practices. And suppliers have the ability and the desire to work with government. In doing so, we can create open government markets and improve the way we spend $10 trillion. More than money, however, though, what matters most is the impact that it can have on us and our children and their future. I know that's why I personally care. But it is going to take more than just a small company like Public Spend Forum or even all the great people that are in this room. It's going to take a movement to improve the way we do this and spend $10 trillion. Please join us and ask others to join us on our mission to create open government markets and hopefully build a better world in the process. Thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and move into our presentations and dialogue, I should say. We're right on time right now, so that's one of our goals, and my goals as trying to keep things moving really quickly. So the first presentation and agenda item is disruptive procurement technologies, and Jason Bush and Pierre Mitchell are going to enlighten us and help us really, hopefully, leave with a better sense of what's going on, although I've given them a very impossible job of 20 minutes to make that happen. So this is just a primer, and Jason, Pierre.